As we begin this relaxation practice, notice the environment that you're in this moment. Our environment is made up of sensory perceptions, our physical body, the breath, energy, thoughts in the mind. And when we become aware of the environment, then we're witnessing or observing. There's a different level or layer of the mind that observes what's going on in the lower mind, the thought stream, and the energy in the body. And also bring your attention for a moment to what it is that doesn't change, that's not actively observing, that's not affected by thought or breathing or nerve pain or anything that's going on in our experience. So notice that as well. Notice what is not moved, what doesn't change. Notice your being, your consciousness. As we move through the practice, it's very helpful to keep touching back in to what it is that doesn't change. And it's normal and common to be absorbed in what does change, whether it's sensory perceptions or thoughts or energy. And then we'll notice that we're really absorbed. We'll see that that's what's going on, and we could also touch back into that stillness or the element or layer that doesn't change. We're not trying to get rid of anything. We're simply noticing what it is that's got our attention at the moment. We're noticing the activity of observation, and we're also noticing the depth or the stillness that's not affected by what's arising. Bring your attention to your head. Notice the forehead and the eyebrows. Oftentimes we could relax a little bit through the forehead and eyebrows. Soften the muscles, soften the skin. Notice what's going on around the eyes. There's the deep muscles of the eyes. There's the sense of sight. And if your eyes are closed inwards, it doesn't stop visual images. It just means that our attention is turned a bit more inwards without all of the visual input coming in from the field around us. But we still have lots of images that are present in the mind with the eyes closed. As you come to the nose, you might notice there's a temperature difference between the breath coming in and the breath going out. When you bring your attention to the mouth, notice the lips, the sides of the mouth, the tongue, the swallowing down into the neck. Also notice the hinges of the jaw, and if there's space between the upper jaw and the lower jaw. And notice if there's any sense of air moving in the back of the throat. It feels cooler when we breathe in. And then bringing your attention from the hinges of the jaw to the ears, the sounds coming in through the ears. And then to the back of the neck and the shoulders. Notice if there's any tightness or energy or sensation in that part of your body. From the back of the neck all the way down through the large muscles of the back. Notice how you're supported by the environment that you're in. Whether that's a chair or a floor. If you're outdoors, the ground. Notice the whole back of your body. And then coming back to the ears and the sides of the neck, bring your attention down through the shoulders and into the arms. Notice the overall feeling in the arms, if there's any sense of energy or sensation. Sometimes there's a feeling of action in the arms even when the arms are not moving. And notice the palms of the hands and the backs of the hands. Sometimes the energy feels a bit different between the front and the back of the hands. Notice your fingers, fingertips. And then taking your time, come up again to the face. Notice the environment around the front of the face, the muscles of the forehead and the eyebrows, your eyes, the temperature difference in the nose as you breathe in and breathe out, the mouth, the throat. Notice if there's any energy or sensation around the mouth or throat. And then as you come down into the front of the abdomen, notice the large muscles of the chest. There's muscles that cover the rib cage, the front, the sides, around to the back. There's muscles that cover the stomach area. And there is some movement in the body in these muscles around the chest and the stomach. Simply noticing what it is that's happening right now, where your attention is being drawn. Notice the ribs and the area protected by the rib cage. We don't feel the lungs directly. Notice if you can feel movement in that area, and if so, where it is that you feel it. You can notice rhythm and stopping and going with the breath. And pay attention if there's any sensation or energy that is present in the heart center area. That's more of a subtle body experience. And then bringing your attention a little bit lower into the stomach area. Notice your experience in the stomach area, the navel center, the lower belly. And as you're paying attention to the muscles and the physical experience, notice if you can allow those muscles to relax and soften a bit. there's a stretching or a lengthening of the muscle as we inhale, and a natural settling and release as we exhale. And notice that you're observing your body. Notice that there is some part of you that doesn't change, even though the experience in your body is always in motion. And then bringing your attention a little bit further down the body again, into your hips and pelvis, and down into the legs, noticing the backs of the legs, the front of the legs. And as well, bringing your attention to your feet and your toes. Notice your experience if you pay attention to the soles of the feet and to the tops of the feet. Notice the space that your legs and feet are occupying. And notice if there's any energy or overall sensation in that part of your body. And then bringing your attention back to the whole of your body from head to toes. Notice the space that your body is occupying and the space all around your body. Notice the sensory perceptions, movement of your body with the breath, thoughts in the mind. This observing or witnessing that we're also doing. And notice that we're interacting with the environment, that our body is in a certain position in the environment. And notice that the space that our bodies are occupying right now isn't changed by our bodies being in it. If we moved our toe to the side a few inches, the space that our toe is in is still the same, even though our toe isn't in it anymore. The underlying quality of the space doesn't change. And notice as we breathe in some of the air in front of the nose. And then it fills our lungs, our body expands a bit into the space that was empty before. And then we breathe out the warmer air, and our body relaxes into the floor a little bit more. Noticing the same happens in the stomach when we breathe in. The navel center rises a bit. When we breathe out, it relaxes a bit. And what had our stomach in it a minute ago now has empty space. And being aware of the whole of the body and the space that the body is occupying. The space all around the body. Noticing our experience. of observing these dimensions of our being and bodies. And part of that, of course, is the mind, the thoughts in the mind. Sometimes thoughts are quite compulsive, sometimes the thoughts will settle a bit. And no matter what it is that's going on in the mind, there's some layer of the mind that is able to watch that and witness it. Like the tides and the waves coming into the beach, our experience always changes. And noticing the stability, noticing what doesn't change as well. And open your eyes, look around. Noticing that even with the colors and shapes that are coming in through the eyes now, the mind is interpreting those and making sense of them. And the body continues to be in the same space, and thoughts continue to come through the mind. And through the day, we can drop back into that noticing of the body, the breath, energy, thoughts, the witnessing or observing, and what it is that never changes. That stability and stillness within.